Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Unicorn Straight No Chasers. This is the start of season 2. Okay, before I say anything else, I want to give a huge shout out to Human Studios who did our animated introduction. Listen, y'all, we hated that other intro for season 1 so bad after a while, and there's nothing was wrong with it, but we got sick of looking at ourselves. So I'm very happy. Human, please check him out on Instagram if you need any commissions done. He is absolutely wonderful, and I'm very happy with the way that the intro came out. As always, I have my wonderful co-host. Go on and introduce yourself, please.
Hey, you guys. Tokyo T here. Once again, back to bring you all things kinks and chaos.
Look, you got to get your juices flowing. It's been a minute. Like, I don't know what it is. It feels like we haven't done our show in like 5 years or something. So we definitely...
It's been a while.
Yeah. But that actually brings us to the topic for our mental health segment this evening. I am going to definitely dive deep into grief. It seems like there has been a lot of people around me experience a lot of death, myself included. So, like I said in my promo, I'm going to get deep into Siren's business and discuss the real reason why our show was on hiatus. There was a number of things going on, but one of the reasons why we haven't been on is because I had a devastating death in my family. For those that don't know. So I was actually in the process of doing voluntary kinship care. So I was going to be taking custody of one of my family members' children that was only 3 years old. And I mean, we are related by blood, so that was my family too, but I was going to take him into my home. Look at my baby. I was going to take him into my home and raise him as mine. But he passed away. And I'm going to do my best not to get super emotional. And I already warned them before this. I'm going to try to get through this, and it may come off a little bit detached, but it's just so that I can get through it. He actually was murdered. So he didn't just pass away. He was taken from my family. And I loved that little boy like that was my son. My children loved that little boy like that was their brother. And death is always hard. But it is even harder when it's a child because it doesn't make sense. They didn't get to experience any of the joys that they're supposed to experience in life. So when that happened, I was done. It was very difficult for me to even think about doing this show. That wasn't going to happen. And I had to step away for a long time. On top of the fact that he was murdered, there was a lot of drama behind the scenes with his father's side of the family. That's a whole nother story that I'll get into maybe on another episode. And so that was in January. That happened in January. He passed away January 8th. And then in March, the end of March, I actually had a miscarriage, a very severe miscarriage. I literally thought I was not going to make it. Yet again, something else I may get into on another episode, because grieving the loss of a pregnancy is also a large topic. So I have both of those things going on. I am working on HNIC Con, and no one knows what's going on. You know, my close friends, of course, Tokyo knows what's going on. Of course, my boss at HNIC, you know, he knows what's going on, but no one else knows. One of the things about me is I'm very, very, very good at hiding my feelings and my emotions. And so I was walking around and working, and if anybody was at HNIC Con, they probably saw me and thought I was okay, but I wasn't. I was not. Ended up being severely, severely depressed. It was good to focus on a project. Focusing on that convention actually helped, because once the convention was done, I fell apart. I completely fell apart. Because you go through these stages of grief, right? Even more so when it's a 3-year-old child. And then it was just so funny that I got pregnant like the week after he died. So then I lose the baby. So in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was him reincarnated, coming back. You couldn't tell me. So that made it even more devastating. And I know that Tokyo was really, really worried about me.
Very much so.
Go ahead, Tokyo.
Very much so. Listen. I know everything that's going on. I know how my friend is, and she compartmentalizes a lot of her things, and she works through it. She makes herself super busy, and then she just completely falls apart. You know, that's kind of how she gets through a lot of these things, and it's not healthy. But I know that is how you survive. I understand. I completely get it. But like I say all the time, you sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. You gotta feel it. You have to get through it, because it'll manifest in other ways. And I know it's easier said than done. I know this. I just want to be that voice in the back of your head, like, all right, let me just sit down like 2 minutes so I can breathe, you know, or try, or, you know, it manifests in other ways. That's the only reason why I'm saying that.
It did. To your point, it did manifest in other ways. So I really was going back and forth at how much I was going to share with y'all. But the reason why I started this show in the first place is to help people. Like, I like to talk about sex, which we'll talk about sex later on. We're going to get into that. We're going to deep dive into the box. But the basis for this show is to help people that's going through mental health illness, the family members, the caregivers, to let people know that they are not alone. I do have problems with burying myself in work. I do that on purpose. And after the con, I fell apart and I started cutting. And I have not done that for 15 years, about 15 years. But the problem is I had so much emotion and anger, and there's nowhere for it to go. There is only but so much crying you could do. There's only but so much crying you could do. So if anybody saw me at BlurCon, put that up and leave that up there for a minute. If anybody saw me at BlurCon running around and you see that on my arm, the bandage on my arm was not a bandage, but the arm guard, that's why I had that on. Because I had slipped back into a horrible habit that I had not done for so long, but it was because I was so angry. And I'm still angry. I was so angry at the world, because why? Like, it didn't make sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me. And then I blame myself because I didn't move fast enough. if I had gotten him sooner, if I had gotten him faster, if I wasn't working on this, if I wasn't doing this show, then he would still be alive because he would have been with me. And that is still something that I wrestle with. I try not to get fixated on it. That's hard. That's really hard to do. So there's 7 stages when it comes to grief. And I'm currently going back and forth through all of them. The first stage is going to be shock or deep sorrow, numbness, your self-protective detachment from your feelings because it's too intense. Then it's denial because it doesn't seem real. It seems like it's a dream. It can't really be happening. So forgetfulness, lack of concentration, sleeplessness, or sleeping too much, repetitive thoughts, and the ability to make decisions. Then anger, which anger is that's my space. I live in a space of anger. It's very normal. Sometimes people feel guilty for being angry. You may be angry at God. You may be angry with religion. You may be angry at everyone around you that is trying to console you or offer kind words, because there's really nothing that you can say to someone to make them feel better. And then you have the people that think you should move on much faster than you are. You know, it's been a year. It's been a year, but it feels like it just happened yesterday. And I know people probably think that I should be in a better place. And it's not that I'm not, I am. But also, I have days where it's just as raw as it was a year ago. And then you get angry at the fact that everybody else gets to move on with their life and just live a regular, normal life. And you're stuck. And your life is forever changed. And it's never going to be the same. Yeah, I'm still there. I'm very much still there. Then you have bargaining. That's number 4. You make promises to yourself or a higher being. Like I mentioned earlier, you think, what if I had done this? What if I had did that? What if I made different choices or different decisions? You think that it would have changed the outcome. Depression, obviously, that is what people are used to. You're feeling sad, dreadful, anxiety. You want to be reunited with the person that died. And I definitely was in that space where I did not want to be here. You know, I wanted to be with my children, but I also didn't want to be here anymore. Like almost that you don't deserve to be here if that person is not with you. Then you hope that you can move on to acceptance and hope. Not there yet. Not there yet. You have acceptance and hope, and the final stage would be processing your grief. I'm trying to get there. Some days I waver back and forth. And that's normal. It's very, very normal for you to have days where you are better and then days where you relapse all the way back to the beginning. Tokyo, I know you and your husband Spirit experienced a lot of death in the last year as well. And your cat just passed away too. I'm sorry.
No,
the cat. Pets matter.
So if y'all don't know me by now, I am a nervous laugher. So when I talk about things that might be traumatic or sad or something, I tend to laugh or giggle or smile or something. It's not on purpose. It's just how I process things. But anyway, yes, this past year, my husband lost his only brother. He suffered from schizophrenia. and he took his own life. It was sudden and it was random and it didn't make any sense. And it was very hard. I mean, I've known his brother for 20 years, how long, me and my husband have been together. And we have taken him to get mental help. We've helped out, you know what I mean? But he still felt like he shouldn't be here. I do think that we don't think about the support system that we have, or that people try to be, you know what I mean? For me, yes, I looked at him like a brother, but technically he wasn't my brother, you know what I mean? So it was very hard emotionally to
support your husband and grieve yourself.
Right. Like try, like you want to do anything to take that pain away from him. Same thing with you when you were going through your things. It's almost like you don't know what to do as the person on the outside. Like all I could do was hug him every time he cried and reassure him that he did everything he could and that he was loved, and it was, you know what I mean, and try to make y'all feel better about y'all losses. But like you said, there's nothing that can be done or said. So it's kind of like, do you just go all in and still try to be super attentive and hold them and hug them, or do you give them space? So that's kind of, I do want kind of one day answer, like from, a person who's going through grief.
So it's going to depend on the person. It's going to depend on the person. Like you had two very serious situations. You lost somebody due to suicide. I lost a child that was murdered, and then I lost my own child. I don't want to be around people. Like, you know what I mean? When I'm going through stuff, I don't want to. I wanted to be by myself. Y'all had to force your way into my house. Yeah. Y'all had to force your presence on me because I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to do anything. Like I would show up for work. Like if I had to do something for HNIC or whatever, I'll get up and I'll do that. But then I'll just retreat. I would retreat. So I would go put my face on, heavy face. But the way I looked on the outside did not match the way I looked on the inside. And I felt, and it's not that it was anybody, like it wasn't your fault or anything, because I wasn't allowing y'all to help me. But I felt so super, super alone. Like during that time period, I felt extremely alone. It was people that showed up that I didn't expect to show up for me. And then it was people that I expected to show up for me that didn't show up for me, and even now I'm still trying to process that and how I feel about people, like having resentment, but that's when you really find out like how people feel about you, their love for you, like who is really going to be there when it's bad. Like that's when you figure that out, when you go through things like that. So I know that was really hard because that was your husband, and him going through that. Like unfortunately, I do know because I have had someone commit suicide in the past. So I do know what that feels like, unfortunately. But I get it that you almost feel guilty for wanting to grieve yourself because you're supposed to be there for them.
Right.
I want to say that. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
And in reference to the cat, I know it sounds weird, but like, I don't have pets. This cat wandered onto my porch a couple weeks ago and wouldn't leave. Like he was injured, he was hurt, and things like that. And at first, it was like, for some reason, I didn't want to bother him. And for some reason, I know. And you said you end up saying like it could be a familiar. And it's funny that you said that because I kept thinking of my husband's brother. I said, for some reason, I think of him about this cat. So I'm like, what if it's like you know what I'm saying, like a reincarnation of him, or just like somebody just showing. And then he was hurt and injured. That kind of made me feel like, you know, in his mind, he was sick and injured and just going through stuff, and he wanted, you know what I mean? So I didn't wash him up or nothing. I left him on my porch. I know that sounds crazy, but my husband's severely allergic to cats, so it wouldn't have worked. Anyway, I fed him every day. Somebody messaged me and said they will come take him to a foster and get him help. And they messaged, I ended up messaging them recently and was like, how's Shade? I called him Shade. And they said he passed away. He had an infection that they was trying to treat, and his body couldn't take it. And then this is silly compared to everything else, you know what I mean? But I felt awful. Like, what? He was on my porch for like 2 weeks. Like, he was there for a while, and it felt like what if I should have kept him? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have kept him, I wouldn't have. I don't know. But so I it's a very weird thing, but he felt like somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that little bit of time, it was like, why did you come on my porch? And why wouldn't you leave? And what made you think that we were going to take care of you? You know what I mean? And that's very interesting.
We're witches, so
right.
We want to look at it different. Somebody else probably just be like, "Child, what is y'all talking about?" But
right.
And that's the only thing. The only thing though is weird that I kept expecting my baby to come to me like in a dream or something, and he hasn't. And I don't know whether that's good or bad, but maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm not ready to receive it. I don't know.
Might not be.
What'd you say?
Or maybe I said maybe you might not be ready, or maybe he's not ready. You know what I mean? Maybe he's searching for you or something. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of things. Factors.
Well, you know, I won't even go to the cemetery because I'm just like, he's not there. He's not there. Yeah. So I don't think I need to go there to be close to him. Okay. But I will say this to everyone out there, anyone who's going through this, will go through this, has gone through this, grieve in your own way. Don't let anybody tell you how to grieve. Don't let anyone tell you how long you're supposed to grieve. Like, if you need to scream, listen, I've been screaming all over this damn house, okay? I don't know why, but screaming, like, it's better for me to scream than to, like, cut myself. So
it's some tension, so it makes sense.
And obviously, I go to therapy. I go to therapy. I encourage therapy, not just for grief, but for a multitude of things. But I go to therapy, and my therapist has been really, really good with helping me get through this. I had one new friend in particular that really helped keep me together the whole time I was at BlurredKind. Like, we hadn't even been friends. I hadn't even known him that long. We hadn't even been friends that long. But I'm very thankful for him because he helped me get through that. Because a lot of people thought I shouldn't go. I think you were one of them. Thought that I shouldn't go. But I was like, I need something to focus on. And then also I had my therapist and my significant other give me these books, okay? I don't know if you could see it. Where the light at? But it's called Survivor's Guilt. So it's different prose and poems about still moving on after someone has passed away. And then this one is called Bearing the Unbearable. It's surviving loss, heartbreak, grief. 2 good books that I recommend to people that are grieving, that possibly can help you get through this. But therapy, you can Google. They have virtual therapy. If you have insurance, definitely take advantage of that. Use that. You don't have to struggle through it by yourself. I think a lot of Black people, you know, that's another reason for the show. A lot of people don't automatically think maybe I should go to therapy. But you don't have to struggle by yourself. You don't have to do that. You can get tools to help you get through it. So my therapist has been really, really instrumental in helping me on the days when things get bad. And I text her all the time. All the time. Listen, she earning her money. All right. I text her anytime I feel like it.
That's decent, I think that's decent. Like that you can text your, you know what I mean? Like she's your girlfriend. You know what I mean? That's kind of decent.
Yeah. It also
not
helps.
normal. Like, I feel like typically, especially like in the Black community, I guess we used to go to therapy, and that seemed like a lot of work, so now they made it much easier for you to at least have virtual sessions or talk sessions on the phone or texting. Like texting can be I'm a texter. I like to text. I always like talking on the phone. I don't. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know they give you like their number, they phone, they cell phone. You know what I mean?
She doesn't do it for everyone, but I know she does it with women.
Well, that's good. That's decent.
She'll check on me throughout the week.
Nice.
When I have stuff going on, I can text her. If something happens, I get in an argument and I'm upset, I can text her and be like, all right, this is what was said. Send her the screenshots and like, okay, am I crazy? Or, I need you to give me some feedback on my response or how I responded. So
okay,
if I cussed you out, anybody out there, if I cussed you out, I'll probably screenshot it and send it to my therapist. Plus, I like the fact that I don't feel judged. I tell her all the crazy shit that I do or say or think or want to do, and she doesn't judge me at all. So everyone is, and if you get a therapist and you don't feel comfortable with them, please know, you don't have to stay with that therapist. You can find another therapist. Same thing with a doctor. If you go to a doctor and you don't feel like your needs are being met, you don't have to stick with that doctor. You can find someone else. Everyone is not going to mesh. That doesn't mean therapy doesn't work.
I think that's the issue too. A lot of people have bad experiences with therapists and psychiatrists, psychologists, and they completely give up. I have a coworker who's been through a lot of stuff, and she said she will never go to another therapist because the stuff that therapist told her was so traumatizing that she was like absolutely not. Like, I can't go through that again. So they get traumatized by the people that's supposed to help them mentally, and that's devastating. But it's not everyone. You know what I mean? Keep trying till you find a good one. Don't just live with what you're going through. Like,
it's hard to keep bringing up stuff though. My therapist is a Black woman. It is a Black woman. I get my therapy from an all Black female practice. That's important. An all Black female practice. There is not many of them around, but they do virtual. If anybody wants the information, if y'all see this, if y'all watch it, 4 days from now, whenever, you can inbox me. I will give you the information, because I know for us Black people, it is really, really hard to find a good Black therapist. But I have been blessed in that way. And she's shady.
That's fine.
Wait a minute. I feel like it helps if they're Black, especially if you're a Black person going through some type of depression. That's just me thinking out loud. No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely, because not that I haven't seen white therapists, they do a good job. There are white therapists that do a good job, but there is a level that she can relate to me on that a white person can't. I don't have to explain certain expressions, and I feel comfortable speaking in slang, and I don't feel like I'm going to be judged. Like, I'll say all types of crazy stuff, and I don't feel like I have that is going to impact in a negative way. So yeah, you're absolutely right. And I know for Black men, it's probably hard to find male Black therapists. If I come across any, I promise you, I'll let you know. But it's also important because something else that I plan on discussing in a future show is depression presents differently in Black women. And so we are underdiagnosed because it doesn't look the same as it does for white women. We don't like to admit that we are weak. We don't like that. I don't like it. And also the people around us don't allow us to have that space to be weak. So the whole time when I'm falling apart, people are still expecting me to parent my children the way I normally would and clean the house the way I normally would and do all these things as I normally would. And it's like, hello, can I fall apart for a second? I just need a minute to fall apart. And can you handle this while I'm doing that? The men still want you to do, the kids' fingernails ain't cut. That's a true story. That was really said to me. The kids' fingernails ain't, well, fucking cut them. The fuck? Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all never watched this show before, I'm going to just let you know right now. I have a foul mouth. I cuss a lot. I try to tone it down sometimes, and sometimes you're going to get what you get. But that's a true story. Like the audacity, okay? So we're not even allowed to be depressed. I honestly feel like crying is a sign of weakness for myself, not in other people, but for me. I know that's toxic, but for me, it makes me feel weak. I don't like to cry. So I'd rather be angry. And that's why, like I told you earlier, I sit in that space of anger because that's more, I can get shit done when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I'm motivated. Oh, you got me fucked up. I'm going to do this job better than this person. I'm going to do this work better than this person. I'm going to do this, get all this shit accomplished. I can get shit accomplished with anger, but in sadness, I can't get anything done. I have to shut down. So I don't like to be in that space. And then people don't allow me to be in that space. And they think, you're so strong. I've been hearing that. You're so strong. You're so strong. Sometimes I don't want to be. I would like to not be. You know, I want to fall apart and have somebody else pick up the motherfucking pieces. But I digress. I'm not cutting anymore. I'm going to therapy. I was going to say I'm drinking water, but I'm lying. I'm drinking wine. I'm drinking wine.
I do have a question. So you talked about the different stages of grief. And I think that when people see like the line, like how the different emotions you feel, I think they look at it like, okay, I'm supposed to be this first and then this first and then this first, you know, but that's not true, right? You're supposed there, you kind of go through a little bit of all of them at different times, right? It's not like a chronological order. You know what I mean? Like first I gotta be angry, then I gotta be depressed. You know what I mean? So don't think that just because you didn't go through depression yet, you know what I'm saying, that you won't go through anger too. Like you won't go back and forth between multiple emotions.
Well, that's why I said grieve your way. Grieve in the way that you need to grieve. As long as it's not a detriment to yourself, as long as you're not putting your life at risk or someone else's life at risk, grieve in the way that you need to grieve. And the way I grieve is not going to be the way that somebody else grieves. Right. Definitely not. And so it shouldn't be any judgment in there. You do what you have to do. You know, I didn't, like I said, I didn't want people, if you weren't close to me, please don't contact me. Leave me alone. I don't want your thoughts and prayers. You know, I just want to be left alone. And especially, like, I remember I made a video and I put it on Instagram because people was reaching out to me that I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with you. If I don't fuck with you on a good day, why the hell you think I fuck with you on a mad day? You can give me all your thoughts and prayers in your head, in your room, and stay away from me. Please don't talk to me. And that might seem so bad. Somebody is probably like, this bitch is something else.
I get it though. You keep getting messages and it's weird. I think it's a little, I mean, not that it's weird from the perspective of somebody outside of it, but like, I feel like if I was in your shoes, that shit would get on my nerves too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, stop, fuck, I'll probably cut my phone off. You know what I mean? Because it's too much. Like you're interfering with my grief. Like leave me the fuck alone. Like that's not helping. And bitch, we fought last month, so don't fucking say, don't wish me well, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It's like a little annoying. Like you trying to be smart. You know what I mean? Like so I get that. I get that.
They might mean well.
Yeah, but bitch, don't. I get it. I get that.
I don't even. Let me tell you something. I don't even like people. A motherfucker that I don't like to wish me happy birthday. Bitch, don't talk to me. Don't say. Don't you. Don't say. Don't even say. Like, keep your shit to your motherfucking self. Because when I don't like somebody, I just don't like them. And people like to be fake and phony, and that's not me. And unfortunately, in business, I have a lot of times where I have to interact with people that I don't like. And I mean, I don't like your wig. I don't like you. Okay. But I got to keep it cute. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to keep it cute. I'm going to be cordial. Let's do business. And let's not pretend about nothing else. You don't like me and I don't like you. Let's just get this shit done and keep it moving. So one more time before we move on to another subject, just please put up the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It is very, very simple to get help. 988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You could 24 hours a day. If you need help, please reach out. And I always offer this. I've been offering this way before I even did this show. I've been doing this for my regular Facebook friends. If you ever need to talk, if you ever need help, if you ever need resources, you can inbox me. You can inbox me anytime. I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay? So, now that y'all got some of Siren's business for the 2 people in the chat.
We love y'all. We love y'all too.
Who the 2 people? Say no. I ain't got no good goddamn sense. Now we can move on to the mess. I wanted to get that out the way because we've been gone for so long. We're coming back. We have to build our viewers back up. We have to establish their base again. I get it. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but life happens. It is what it is. I had to go address life. I still been working. Y'all still been seeing me here and there doing stuff for Head Nerds in Charge. But this show is very personal to me. This is my show. This is my brand. There is a purpose behind this. This show is dedicated to my daughter who is autistic. And so I take this very personally, and I never want to half-ass it. I never want to half-ass do this at all. I want to give it my all. I want to be transparent so that if it only helps one person and one viewer, then I'm satisfied with it. And I have to keep reminding myself that because as a content creator, you get caught up in, oh, I ain't get 5,000 stars. I ain't get this many views on it. And this other person got all these views on their stuff. And it's not about that. Like, I never want my show to be about that. I want to be putting out good content, quality content that people actually need and can apply to their daily lives. So now we can move on to the debauchery. I'm sorry. I'm choking and shit. Now, as we all know, or as you all should know, I am Siren by night, your queen of extra, your sultan of shenanigans, and the diva of debauchery. All right. And Tokyo T is about to take you inside the box. And if you don't know what the box is, then yours must be drier than kitty litter. So, Tokyo, please.
So welcome to Inside the Box. Today we're going to be discussing a kink, fetish, paraphilia, whatever you want to call it. It's called Voreraphilia. Or we just gonna call it Vor, okay? That's the nickname for it, also known as whatever you want to say. So Vor, hold on to your seats, okay? Vor is the erotic desire to be consumed or to consume another person.
You mean somebody to eat somebody and not the good way.
Yes. Someone, yes. This person or the people who participate in this want to be eaten in some way, shape, or form. Now, let's get this straight. It's not meant. Right, it's not meant to be literal form of cannibalism. Like, it's not supposed to be like, I'm gonna cut a piece of meat off you and eat you. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a fantasy.
And whenever we do this, that means allegedly. Okay.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a fantasy. It's supposed to be people usually engage in voreraphilia through video games or anime or stories, etc. Now, a lot of us are probably exposed to vor at a young age, believe it or not. First, we're exposed through like storytelling. For example, growing up, we watched Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf ate the grandma. That's voreraphilia, someone getting consumed by a creature.
I keep thinking about somebody eating my coochie. Okay.
You know what? And that's because we girls, and that's what we always think. And it's not that. It's I mean literal like consumption. Like
you would consume it. You can take it and heavy drip. You know what?
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. You got to get in there. You know what I mean? But, you know, like Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, the Jonah and the Whale, you know, the children's book where they got completely swallowed by the whale.
Didn't Jesus say, drink my blood and eat my flesh or something like that? And didn't he say that?
Yeah. That's what they want. Now, what happens is some people will, you know, that's the first time we are exposed to it. We read books, you know, stuff like that. And it seems like simple to us, like, oh, you got swallowed. And a lot of us just be like, oh, that's a book. It's a story. It's not real. And then you have the flip side where people was like, that sounds sexy. That sounds like something that I just would love to partake in. And that's where you get the voreraphilia. That's where that kick in. You have a sexual response to that, seeing that and watching that. And then they'll have animes. Did y'all ever watch like those late night animes that come on and they have like the monsters like eating people and just a big mouth, you know? Somebody will look at that mouth and be like, oh, that probably feels good. You got swallowed before. You know what?
I mean,
you know,
on a good day when I was really secreting. When I was really secreting, you know, it was a big gulp. I ain't talking about 7-Eleven. It's so weird to me.
You know what? It's odd. It's odd. But then when I think about, like, for instance, like if you role play with your boyfriend or something like that, and they're growling at you and they want to bite you and stuff like that, like that's not too far. You know what I mean? It becomes sexy. It becomes ravenous. It becomes, you know, aggressive and physical. You know what I mean?
I think that's a big jump.
It ain't that big of a jump.
Like, exactly, Sal. Like, it's a difference between me That's a difference between me devouring your member and devouring your entire body.
It's a difference between that, but I'm talking about the lead up to that. Like the lead up before you even take off that part of your clothing and do that. I mean, like, y'all push each other up against the wall and he bites your shoulder, or he, you know, that type of stuff might give you a little bit of a like, oh, that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's role playing. Yeah, it's a role play type thing. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a role play.
But my thing is, how do you wait a minute, I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, but how do you role play someone swallowing you whole? I don't understand how that works.
I read a little story about it. So what they would do is they would fill a beanbag.
Shut the fuck up.
Not a beanbag.
Shut up.
What is it called? Not a beanbag. Not a beanbag. What is this? What is this?
What?
A camping bag. The bag you go camping in.
Oh, a tent?
No. The sleeping bag. I'm sorry. They would fill a sleeping bag with some type of like liquid or like slime, like something like that texture, and it would zip you in it. and it mimics the feeling of being swallowed. So you would kind of like move them around in it, and it kind of feel like you're being digested.
Okay.
Oh my god! Like it's definitely a mind. Yo,
No,
that's how.
Did y'all just hear what she said though? She says you put liquid in a sleeping bag, and you in a sleeping bag.
Yo, I literally read what she was saying. That's how she gets that off. You know what I'm saying? Like she would get sexually aroused by that, and she would. That's how she would get her vor experience off. Okay.
How the fuck do you even think of that? How do you even think of that?
I don't know. They must go to the headlines because that's impressive. It's impressive.
Now listen, we don't kink shame over here. We don't. But I'ma laugh at you. I am gonna laugh. So I'ma just let you know that right now. I will not shame you, but I'm gonna give my 7 motherfucking chuckles, okay? Because how do you even go to your man like, so what you talking to somebody getting known, so what you like to do, in the bedroom? Oh, baby, I like to get a sleeping bag and fill it up with jelly. And then I said, and he like, okay.
It gotta be warm. It gotta be a warm jelly filled. I want to feel like a jelly filled donut. I want to feel like you're the.
So now you got a bitch. Sal said I do kink shame. Well, yes, but if it involves kids, that's not a kink to me. That's a illness, a disorder, like a disease. But now you see a bitch in Target with like 100 bottles of fucking strawberry jam in a cart. Would you lay on the table and let your partner season you with herbs and spices? You sleep and shit. You wake up, this motherfucker got parsley in a rain.
Over there nibbling at your toes. Oh my god.
Oh god. My finger looking good. Y'all BBWs, y'all better watch out. That ain't the only reason that he trying to be with you is for your curves, okay? He got a garlic butter sauce that he just been waiting to put.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking done. I am destroyed.
Yeah.
You always
it gets a little bit more crazy. So there's different types of vor. Okay. So it's hardcore vor. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hardcore vor is basically a person who wants to be consumed, but in the most savage way. Okay. They want to be chewed, swallowed. They want their flesh to be bitten off. They want to see blood and gore. So that's hardcore vor. That's like, I guess they will watch like a porn.
They can watch it.
Right.
So, right. That's a porn.
Right. Like they would watch something like that, and it would be a turn on for them. You know what I mean? That's how they would experience it. They would see that, they would feel that, and they rock stars. That's probably like they porn, So then they got softcore porn. I mean, sorry, softcore vor, which is basically they're just being swallowed whole, and they're able to come out unscathed. You know what I mean? That's soft. That's like
they get pooped out, is what you're saying.
More like they get swallowed and like somehow they find a way to shimmy out through the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like they or somebody saves them and they're able to come out unscathed. Like the whale, like the boy with the whale. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get chewed up, but they found a way out and they came out.
Not roll around the
So those are like the main 2 types. Now there's a lot of variations to this. They have female genitalia vor. So the idea that a person can be consumed through the vagina.
Okay, so you got a monster puss. Okay. I you know what? I'm with it.
Wait. So you're consumed by the vagina, taken into the womb. It's called unbirthing or reverse birth. They want to be consumed and live in the womb. They want to live in your womb. You know what? I think it has something to do with being inside of somebody, like your whole body being inside of another person. For some reason, gets them going. Like, I don't know.
No, these niggas is immature. They immature. They want to climb back through their mama pussy. That makes it like what? Yes, honey. Yes, exactly.
Oh.
And you want to go back and just be chilling in your mama's womb.
Now, listen. They have a flip side. Not like
they want their whole body, not just the fist style. Okay.
Yes. So then they have the flip side. They have male genitalia board. So you being consumed, or I guess consumed by like the pee hole, and so then getting.
So the penis is like
going through the urethra. Go through the urethra. And take it to the scrotum. Or the prostate or the bladder. So you want to be inside the ball sack like you used to be.
Like a hammock? You just sit in the balls like a hammock, just sit.
You just swinging in there like just swinging from
I can't. So can somebody? Listen. I want to commission a piece of artwork. I want a picture of me sitting in somebody's balls like a hammock. I could not. Yo.
And last but not least, we have anal vor and breast vor. So the same concept. Be consumed by the anus, where all this shit be. You know what I'm saying? And then being consumed by the nipple, like a nipple hole, your nipple hole, and just living there. You're living there.
I had it all wrong because I'm thinking when they was like going to eat, like the titties was a mouth, but now you're saying that the nipple eats.
They want to be in there. They want to be in those mammary glands and just resting in there. No, this is real life. Serious business.
Stop. What you mean we can make it happen? We can make what happen? What do we talk about? Me living in your balls? Send me a picture. I'm discriminating. I want to see if they saggy. I want to see if they droopy. If they got a little tension to them. My bad, Sal.
Oh, the art position.
My bad.
Here you go.
I'm sexually harassing people on day one. My bad, Sal.
I don't know. You ain't had no context to that though, Sal. I don't know. You ain't put no context in it. Don't regret it. Listen, knowledge is power. So if somebody come up to you and say, listen, I have a vor kink. Can I put you in my balls? Can I save you in my balls?
No, if you in the supermarket and you see a bitch with 200 bottles of jelly, Smucker's jelly, and a sleeper bag, then you know what the hell is going on.
Oh my God.
And then I'm just picturing the person with the gaping asshole, like sucking you in.
You just swimming in shit. Yeah, I don't.
Gravy.
I don't. Listen, I don't kick shame.
I know black people don't. I know black people don't participate in this. You're not going to convince me that black people participate in this.
I have not seen a black story. You know what I'm saying? But maybe they're not saying they're black. I don't know. I read things, I go through a rabbit hole, and I sit here and be like, what? And it just fascinates me. You know?
Now I can kind of get. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Not man smuggling jelly and garbage bags.
I was going to say I could get with the Little Red Riding Hood thing, like, you know, my man dressed up like the big bad wolf. Eat me, Mr. Wolf.
Right.
I could do that. You know, but the rest of it is a little bit much because
it's a lot. And I feel like it's a lot of work to achieve that, you know, but you know what? I think a lot of these things are just head spaces, just like, you know, you're in dom space or play space, you know, stuff like that. I think that's what it is. You got to get into the mindset, like, I'm being devoured today. You know what I'm saying? And don't veer from that. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay in the moment.
Will you be?
I will bust out laughing. I will bust out laughing. That will be. I will cry. Listen to me. You want to what? You want to what?
No, if your husband busts in the bedroom with trash bags, you know what I'm saying, and not jelly, cranberry sauce. He comes with trash bags and a bunch of cranberry sauce, and he say, "Slide your big ass on in here." What you finna do?
You know what? I might dip a toe in there. I dip a toe in there, but if I don't like the consistency, we ain't doing it. I try, and then I'll be like, all right.
I mean, no. Men put their penises in hot apple pies, right? Or warm apple pies.
According to American Pie. According to...
And you know good and damn well somebody out there did it. Like, let's be real.
I'm sure they did. They stick their penis in a lot of things.
They do put their penis in a lot of things. Men, we're going to do a show on it one day. A garbage bag and some Vaseline. Look at that. Sal plotting right now. He's thinking of a master plan.
Yes.
Y'all do put y'all dicks in any old thing. And I got questions. We're not going to do it, you know, tonight. But we are going to have an episode. I mentioned it before that Siren got questions about penises. And we're going to get to the bottom of some of the shit that y'all do. And when I say in anything, I also mean in any woman too. Y'all just stick y'all dicks in anything. And I'm puzzled. So we are going to get to the bottom of that. Again, go ahead. I saw you about to say something.
I was about to say there is a slight psychology about it. It's not like a real deep thing. But they say vor is connected to sadomasochism. The act of devouring someone could be viewed as the ultimate act of dominance by a predator and submission by a prey. So if you agree to get eaten by me, that's a, you know, power exchange dynamic. It goes. It's a little extreme, but it goes. You know what I mean? They got complete control. It's interesting. It interests me.
There are a number of books out there. There's a number of books out there if y'all are interested in the vor stories and not necessarily in running around in macaroni and cheese and stuff. But there are stories out there. I think it's one of them is called the Vor Tour that I saw. I don't know if you came across it when you were looking for your notes and stuff. I want to read a story just because now I'm a little bit curious. I want to read some of these stories.
I mean, that's how a lot of these people get vor. That's how a lot of them get through their fantasies. All of them don't physically do those things. You know, that's the one that's like, I gotta get it done. I gotta do it. But it's usually fantasy. It's you read it, you play it, you experience it that way, and you just get your arousal from that, and you are content with that. Most of them don't actually eat you. On the flip side, there are people that took Voreraphilia literally, like in real life. So for instance, Jeffrey Dahmer, of course we know him. He killed his victims and consumed parts of their body and things like that. We have someone named Issei Sagawa. He killed and ate a woman in 1981. A Dutch woman. He ate her, consumed her, and went on about his life.
His teeth look like he consumed. Look at them teeth.
He do look like
he look like he eats somebody. He look like he got two rows of teeth.
Like, yes, he does. He does. And actually, he did get arrested. I believe he's out now, though. I mean, that was pretty long ago.
So he's around eating people.
He probably, you know what I mean. And then we have a man called Armin Mewies. If I'm saying it wrong, just accept it.
Oh, he looks like a killer.
He looked insane. He actually put an ad out and said he's looking for someone who wants to be consumed. I want to consume someone. I want to eat a live person, and I am interested in, and I want to eat them with a glass of wine. And he actually got a response from someone who wanted to be consumed, gave permission and consent to do so. His name was Bern Brandes, and he answered the ad, and he said, "I am more than willing to be eaten." So they agreed to meet. They, relaxed, had a good time. He consented. He was emasculated. So that he agreed to get his penis cut off first. The reason though is because he also wanted to taste his own body. So he agreed to be, consumed, but at the same time, he wanted to experience it before he died.
No.
So they both consumed it. They cooked it a little bit, seasoned it, you know what I mean? Ate a couple bites, What?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So he wanted to eat his own dick before he died.
Yeah.
So they ate his dick together.
Yep. He cut it off. Somehow he ain't passed out. I don't know how he didn't pass out during the whole situation, but cut it off, seasoned it, put it in a pan, cooked it a little bit, shared it, said it was taste like, I don't know, chicken or liver. I don't know. And after which he took a bunch of sleeping pills and alcohol, and Armin stabbed him to death and consumed him over time. He kept him and consumed him.
Yes, Sal. Yes. Listen.
Oh,
listen. Yes. Tokyo has come up with a lot of stuff. Okay. Over our last season. I am not usually speechless. I don't know what the hell to say about this. She has outdone herself. What?
Yes.
I'm trying. I can't even imagine. How the hell did he stay alive long enough to even eat the dick?
You know what? I can't. Determination. He was gonna die. He had to taste the people himself first. Yes. He kept him. I think he cut him up, put him in his freezer, ate him like over time, and he said he would eat him with a glass of wine. And that was it. Like,
what did he say? It was delicious?
Yes, he liked it. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. I want to say he consumed most of them. He ended up, I think, getting arrested and everything too. But yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
This is going to be a clip. I'm about to make a clip of this. They gonna put me in jail, but somebody else got to hear this. I got like 4,000 followers damn near on TikTok, and they need to hear this. Yeah. This is absolutely insanity.
You know what it made me think about though? It makes me think of the show Hannibal.
Well, yeah.
For some reason, that man on Hannibal the show, he made that shit look so delicious. He used to cut it up, put some herbs on it.
I mean, a real cook can make anything, but I ain't no way. I'm not eating I eat dick, but not like that. Not like that. I don't even know what seasonings you would put on a dick to make it taste good.
You know what? I feel like it ain't no meat in there. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be chewy. It gotta be like all like, it gotta be chewy.
No, but what if it's like a turtleneck? So then they got that extra layer of skin.
You gotta gotta trim the fat off of there. You gotta trim that off.
No, I feel like that's like the tip of a chicken wing. Like you want that. Like a lot of people don't eat it, but there's a lot of people that's like, no, that's the best part. You know what I'm saying? Don't take too much fat off the steak because I like the gristle. So
you might be on. And I feel like you're gonna have to.
What would you eat?
You're gonna have to. It gotta be hard. I feel like you gotta make sure somehow you gotta make it so that the blood go through it. Because you know, like red meat, sometimes you like a little bit of blood. Yeah. I feel like you got to cut it off while it's at peak girth. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta eat it immediately. Like you can't let it go bad. You gotta eat it like instant. You know.
Well, see,
I don't know. There's a lot of factors.
I feel like you would want to eat it when it's soft though, because it'll be more tender. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
in there.
Is it like a turkey neck? Like a turkey neck? Or,
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
See, I'm not familiar with the inside. Like, is it little bones and stuff? Like, then you spin it out like it's fish. Like,
no bones in it. There ain't no bones in there.
Wait,
it ain't no bones in there.
Do you burn the hair off of it first, like you do with like some chicken? You burn the feathers off and stuff. Then you got your lime and your lemon. You got to clean that dick good. You know.
No, I do feel like you got to burn the hair off, and I feel like you're supposed to burn the skin off.
Wait, here comes Justin to remove it. Brands apparently tried to eat some of his own penis raw, but could not because
you know what?
Because it was too tough. And as he put it, he fried the penis.
I said that. I said it's like it can't be meaty. It's chewy. It got to be. You know what? Oh well, yeah. I guess the people with penises probably will be a little uncomfortable. Listen. Believe it or not, literally how we think and talk most of the time. About these subjects, we go deep into it. Like, but what if? You know what I mean? You gotta think like that. That's how you learn things. You know what I mean?
So for y'all that don't know, this is my friend in real life. You know what I mean? And this show is nothing but the way we talk on a Saturday night while we drinking. Yeah. Like, do we do research? Yes, we do. We giving you informed. You know,
I want you to know. You know what I'm saying? The real, but these side little conversations we be having, like, yo, but what? That's us. That's for us. Because in my mind gets to working sometimes, like, what? But what if?
What if you put it in the air fryer? You put the dick in the air fryer.
See, you smart. You smart. Or you can season your greens with it. I feel like you season your greens with it. You got to smoke it. If you smoke it, like put it on a smoker, it would definitely like smoke turkey necks, like you said.
Yeah, smoked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then really put
it. Don't sound half bad. It don't sound half bad.
Thank you, Sal. Sal is our honorary unicorn, and I want to say thank you to him for supporting us. Like he literally was with us through season 1, come back through for season 2.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. Yeah. I'm just letting y'all know. Please make sure that y'all are always here on Thursday, okay? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because everybody talks about sex. A lot of shows talk about sex. But don't nobody talk about sex the way that we talk about sex. You will never hear this story on anybody else's show. Not on the HNIC network, not nowhere else. And we pride ourselves in that. We pride ourselves in that. We are not going to bore you talking about, should you suck dick on the first date? Yes. That's the answer. You don't need to do a whole goddamn show about it. We want to give you something to think about. So now you got to think about air fried dick.
Yep.
Eating, sharing.
How do y'all think? Have the men ever thought about what they dick tastes like. Like really tastes like. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's a good question. That's a good question. Have y'all ever thought about what does your dick taste like? Yes. Or your semen, for that matter. Have you thought about that? Because I thought about what I taste like. I've thought about that. You know what I mean? Like is it a little
right?
It's a little. It's delicious. Smells delicious to me. Yeah, but have y'all ever done it? Put your hand in your pants right now and smell it.
Right. Right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You have outdone yourself tonight, Tequila. I appreciate you. I do. So as y'all know, this is Aaron on the Head Nurse in Charge platform. And I wait a minute, Sal. You interrupted me. You look like you probably taste like edible arrangements. That's not bad. First of all, edible arrangements
be good. They sweet.
They not cheap either. Yeah. So
with chocolate in it, that's good.
I take that. Now back to what I was saying. As you know, this is airing on the Head Nurse in Charge platform. Okay, we are a part of the Head Nurse in Charge network. I am the assistant director for HNIC Con. Just going to throw that up there for me, please. Leave it up there for a minute. HNIC Con is coming in June. I need y'all to go expeditiously and get your tickets. The theme this year is Carnival, Caribbean Carnival. And if you ain't never been to Caribbean Carnival, then you definitely want to make sure that you get out here and see these beautiful women and men dressed in their what we like to call mas. Get your outfit together. Go get your tickets. We also going to have a cuddle party. You already know. So you don't want to miss out on any of that, okay? Also, I have the extreme pleasure of being one of the managing directors for the Cage Awards. Now, I don't know if you've seen it on our platforms. The Cage Awards stands for Culture, Anime, Gaming, and Entertainment. It's a for the culture, by the culture award show, and we have been identifying all the experts, influencers, and supporters of Black nerd culture. If you were selected, you received your golden ticket. So y'all want to keep an eye on your emails if you are an influencer of the culture in case we contact you. It is a virtual award show, and that is something that you are not going to want to miss. We do have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Facebook, and a website. So please go follow the Cage Awards. The website is www.cageawards.com. And the same thing for Instagram, Cage Awards, TikTok, and Facebook. Easy to find, okay? You can find us, like I said, all Head Nurse in Charge platforms. If you came in late, please go ahead and run this back. Feel free to give us some stars, okay? Because we are stars, all right? And we can keep bringing you this content and make you laugh on Thursday nights. You can find Tokyo. You want to say where they find you at when you're not on here? Your social media?
Instagram at Tokyo_TE. Same for Facebook and Unicorn Straight No Chaser on TikTok. Tokyo T on TikTok. I'm sorry. On TikTok. I do Free Friday sometimes. Try to get back into that.
Yes, the Freaky Fridays will return. And as for me, Siren by Night, we have our show pages on Facebook, on TikTok, and Instagram, which is Unicorn Straight No Chaser. And then I have my personal professional / pages. I'm Siren by Night on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok because like that's where people love me at. These other pages. Yeah, they don't give me no love, but on TikTok, they love all my shenanigans. That's where all my followers is at. And we are going to have some platform-specific content that we are going to be doing in the future. So if you like true crime, We're going to get into some true crime. I'm going to think of some other platform-specific shows that you're only going to be able to find in those places. So please be on the lookout for that. And we definitely, listen, Tokyo already got the next topic for y'all for next week. Come back for the shenanigans. Stay for the debauchery, okay? I want to say it, but I ain't going to say it. Y'all just make sure y'all come back, all right? And like I said, run it back. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Always join us for an education, a laugh, and a heavy pour. Y'all have a good night now.